going to be reviewing Blitzeon, who's going to be playing Genji and Sojourn. This is Platinum 1 on PC. Blitzeon, however, is a Diamond 4 on tank and top 500 in support. So again, on PC, I think that's super impressive, and you probably have a really good understanding of the game already. So we're going to be focusing. I think it's nice because we can move kind of quickly there because you'll know, generally speaking, what I'm talking about already, and we can focus on just like kind of the DPS specific mechanics. Hi, I was looking for a VOD review for bot DPS. I've reached the top 500 on my support and was aiming to help boost my DPS rank, as it's really subpar compared to my support. I'm comfortable with Genji as I played him a lot in Overwatch 1, but for any other hero, I feel like my performance is really subpar at best. My main issues I believe I have include bad positioning, subpar to bad aim at times, poor control of off angles, limited hero pool, contesting the opposing DPS versus greeting for kills, poor tracking of enemies where they are after I dash, knowing when to keep high ground versus contesting it, playing with the tank, more specifically when to initiate / timings, balancing aggression, when I need to be aggressive, and when I need to do more poking / not committing. All right, so actually, let me just look up something really quick. I want to confirm the Shuriken. Yeah, Shuriken damage is up to 27. The number I feel like has kept changing around. So Shuriken's at 27, right? Folks aren't aware. 27 times 3, because you fire 3 at a time, is going to be 81 damage, right? So that's, definitely 9 shurikens, 3 attacks definitely kills, because that's going to be, 241? So you can miss 1, and that drops you to 14, something like that. So basically 8 shurikens to kill, assuming no headshots and no other damage. 92 DPS, and then fanning is 120 DPS, so significantly faster. Significantly better DPS when doing right click versus left click, which is the fan versus the straight line attack. So strike does 50. I think everybody knows that. Well, a lot of people know that. And obviously deflect on 8-second cooldown, and then blade at 110 damage. Okay, cool. So for starters, obviously, I'm not a Genji player. I think I have less than 5 hours lifetime on Genji, but I've played against Genji a million times. I would describe the general goals of Genji are primarily, in many lineups, to farm blade. And the way that you farm blade is a combination of poking, if you can get poke done, and stepping in front with deflect in neutral and using the project instead in front of your tank, and then using the deflect spam to farm ulti, right? Those are the two primary ways that you get ulti, is again poke, right? Especially because you can take really good angles that make it hard for people to dodge you, and then deflect spam whenever it's up to farm blade. Now, you're really good at dueling, assuming you have the mechanics to do so. I don't know that I can get super in-depth in it, but I can just talk about like what I've seen other Genjis do and what's very difficult to deal with. Again, understanding your one-shot potential is very important, right? Your one-shot threshold, assuming no headshots, is 81, right? 27 times 3. 81 plus 50, right, for the dash puts you at 131, plus melee is 161. So as soon as a hero drops to roughly around 150 health, you can dash, right-click, melee cancel, right? All those are instant, and instantly kill somebody. So that's pretty high, for a 200 health hero. That's basically once you hit 2 shurikens, you can just insta kill them, right? Dash, right click, melee will insta kill them. So something to be very aware of constantly is just looking for those like kind of fights on the side, and of course having smart deflect usage, or rather dash usage, to never be caught out of position with deflect. Like at high levels, you never, I would say even starting in Diamond, you never see Genjis dash and die for it. Right? Dash is always going to end up a kill, which is going to reset dash cancel for other viewers who aren't aware. You get dash back whenever you get an elimination, whether or not you killed them or not. As long as you did damage to them, you get your dash reset back. And then, so you're going to dash either to get kills, right, and then be able to dash out, or dash in to commit and win the fight. So again, two primary things I'm looking for are how fast can you farm blade, number 1, and number 2, can you find opportunities to get kills? Where the heck is your tank? Oh, just a little slow. So I think right now, you could have been poking, right? It doesn't hurt you right now to poke. Like, you have your supports here, they're waiting, like, they're not doing anything, right? Just poke, right? Every moment that you poke is a chance that you get more damage and farm blade a little bit faster. There's no disadvantage to poking here. I think it's a mistake. Yeah, I think that you don't really need to wait this much. I think you're like trying to jump in and commit right away, which I think is a mistake. I think this is already a mistake. So trying to go in right away not really knowing the hero lineup or like what could possibly have happened here. Like a million things could have happened here where you could have died right away. Like I don't think you have a good feel for what is the situation. Like for example, there could be Anna right here, and like you might have had trouble. Like if she's standing behind you and then you get slept. Okay, could have had any crowd control. They could have a junk trap. Like a lot of possible things could have happened here that could have gotten you killed. I do not think that it was a good idea. I think this is actually going to work out, like kind of reading the situation, but it doesn't feel like this is the right call because you're taking a lot of risks here for no reason. I think you should have just kept poking, allowed your tank to advance, and then gone for this play. Alright, so you pop deflect. Right, now you have no dash and no deflect. Put you in a bad situation, right? I think farming the Ramattra here is fine. I think the primary issue is that your angle here is bad, so you're keeping your backside open to the Hanzo, right? And just to anything over there. Like, you just kind of, like, forget about the fact that the Hanzo is here. So you could have, for example, climbed up over here and spammed, right? An option is that you could have dashed through here and then spam from over here. Because, like, realistically, Ramattra can't kill you quickly. Ramattra has no burst damage, right? If he goes Nemesis, he has to punch you 4 times to kill you, and you have your support right here. There's, like, no way this Ramattra kills you in this situation. So, especially with deflect coming up in 1 second, I think that a better call would have been to dash through, right, and immediately just start right-clicking him very, very aggressively. Because this Ramattra is clearly out of position. Like, he should not be here. And I don't think you punish this well, and because you take so much damage, you're, like, are in trouble, which forces you to do the dash, then force you to deflect, right? Again, Ramattra could have just killed you there, straight up. Your Anna is dead. I don't know where your Mercy is. Oh, your Mercy died initially? Where the heck's... Yeah, your Mercy died initially somehow. To the Hanzo, I presume? Wait, I have to, like, rewind this. Where the heck is the Mercy? Oh, she's just standing still back here. She's gonna walk out. I assume she's gonna eat a Hanzo arrow here. Or meet the Ashe. Nope! Oh man, that's really lucky. Kills her with Sonic! This doesn't even look intentional. Oh my god, man, that is completely random. Okay, so that is the unluckiest death of that Mercy's career. Yeah, so your Mercy's dead already, right? So you're down 1, so it's a 4 and 5. Again, you still have the Anna here, so you should have been fine. But you know, kind of recovered this little fight. But getting out, I think, is the right call. You lost your Anna there. Your Anna's got to respawn. That's fine. So one thing to think about is you want to get over. It doesn't matter now because the shield's down, but when the shield goes up, your perspective should be, hey, like, get up high in the air and attack. As long as the Ashe isn't damage boosted, you have no way to die here instantly. So get up higher, right? I don't know if you can even climb the statue, but to get the angle over the shield to be able to attack. Right? Don't shoot Ramattra shield. I was saying this in the other video. I played Ramattra for, like, I don't know, 10 hours now, like, nonstop. And I have literally seen my Ramattra shield die, like, once ever. It has, like, 1,000 health and it fades in, like, 5 seconds. Nobody destroys Ramattra shield. It just doesn't happen. So don't bother spamming the shield, right? You should just save the ammo and look for opportunities to get spam in otherwise. So, again, uptime, right? You can just keep attacking, right? Just climb this, like, keep poking constantly. Like, you're down 1, but it doesn't matter. Right? From a DPS perspective, like, you are much more resilient than you are as a support, where, like, you can get picked much more easily. Again, you have dash, you have deflect, right? You have double jump, you have wall climb, you have a lot of options here to deal with this. It's unfortunate that you didn't deflect here, right? You eat this dynamite. I would peek right away right now. I think your uptime, I'm already feeling, is way too low on DPS. Just keep peeking over and over and over and over and over again. You're being pocketed right now. You're not gonna die, right? Just keep peeking. Keep spamming. Just keep, like, I literally, even though I don't play Genji, I bet I would be like 50% ultimate right now. Just from constantly spamming over and over and over again, like, much more than you do. Yeah, as soon as that happens, I would pop deflect, because, like, you never know if she's going to repeak or just immediately body shot you. Like, she could just unscope and body shot instantly after a scope shot. So I would have deflected right away after you took this damage. Alright, that's a good kill. Right, you saw that she was still purple. I felt like you get the kill, which is great. You can't stop the res, which is fine, right? Yeah, I mean, you still burn resources here. So I would climb up right now. Even when you're burning, as long as you're burning, at this point, like, Mercy's healed most of it, just climb up and just start poking. So you've lost 2, right? Poke. I don't know that we want to commit here because you're down 2 right now. Like, even if you get this Hanzo kill, it's not going to matter, right? I know Mercy doesn't have res, but, like, you're not going to be able to kill the take point anyway. So I guess you're just trying to farm ulti here. I would probably just die here, just risking staggering, because Pretty sure you're, yeah. So that you should know, right? As top 500 in support and diamond whatever on tank, you should know that this is clearly like a team reset situation, and you should have tried not to stagger. You already have Blade here. So Ana's at 65%. You should think, do I really want to, do I want a Blade here? So Mercy damage boosts does plus 30%, right? So 110 times 30% gives you 143. So Blade plus dash does not one-shot anyone unless they've taken 7 damage. How confident do you feel like you can get a kill? I do think naked, what they call like naked blades, right, without nano. I do think naked blades are reasonable, right, depending on your skill and the situation, right? Basically, can you get away with it? So against somebody like, Widow, for example, who's not likely to, for example, be able to potentially get away, or like a Zen, and you can kill them, that's fine, right? But going against somebody like, a Reaper or a Cassidy, it's a much more dangerous situation. But again, you can deflect, right? You could also poke them a little bit before popping Blade and then go in for the kill. Or you could just wait the last 35% for now. I think probably my perspective here is to just play normal, right? Look for picks if I can get them, but play normal and wait for a nano. But you also have Winston now, so also a good opportunity. I think going in with, okay, you're just going for it. All right, so you decide to pop Blade here. I don't agree with this for a bunch of reasons. Number one, your team's too far away to help you. Okay, and if you were nanoed, maybe this isn't such a big deal. But like the Winston's going in, but the Winston's not like really committing, and I don't know that you saw this. I guess you saw the Winston go in and you decided to Blade, but they're really far away. All right, ideally, you really want to get to the Hanzo or the Ana here, because neither one of them can get away from you. Right, like for sure, like you're either gonna kill them or get killed / disabled. Versus the Mercy and the Ashe, both have abilities that can prevent you from killing them right away. So I think that's kind of problem number one. Number two, you're not at full health. Number three, you're not being pocketed, right? And of course, number four, you're not nanoed. So this is quite a dangerous situation to be blading right now. Plus, your team is like the rest of your team, like your Winston's in, but the rest of your team is not in enough to be able to help. So Winston's doing on the Ashe here, but you should know from experience and support that Winston doesn't out-damage Mercy healing. Like, he technically does by, like, a few points. But you're not going to be able to potentially do enough damage here with her being double-pocketed to actually hit the threshold to kill her. And I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. And then she gets nanoed. But even without nano, right, nano only halves damage, right? So even if you double the amount of damage that she's missing right now, she would only still be at 100-something health. And again, with Blade, you're still not going to get that kill. And granted, I know you didn't know that Nano was coming, but like she's still being double pocketed, and I don't think that you would have consistently gotten this kill otherwise. Alright, so now Bob's out, you dash out, which is fine. So all in all, I don't think that you should have bladed here. I think you should have staged and given your monkey the chance to get in, right? Just fought normally, gotten closer, forced the team to compress into the point, and then look for Blade. I think it was too hard of a Blade opportunity for you. Unfortunately, you didn't have dash. I'm sure you saw it. And like, oh, you had it. Yeah, good. That's a good kill, right? Really, really good kill. I think that's high value. You going after the Mercy? Amir's not that bad, honestly. He's not in that situation. Right, go after the Mercy still. Yep, right general idea. Leave the Ramattra, right? Don't worry about him. Deflect here. Ugh. You try to climb up onto the boat. So I would think here, like looking at Winston, I probably would have dashed over here and tried to kill the Mercy still. Because you definitely have this opportunity. You would have heard the Winston jump in right now. So after I messed up my climb, I would have turned back and saw the Mercy, dashed, and try to kill her. Because I probably don't kill her, but Winston probably kills her by help. But Ramattra's also overextended. Mercy's popped that. Nope, she's just flying around. I don't know why you're trying to challenge this. I don't know that this feels like the right time. I think you need to kind of regroup with your team here and figure out like where your supports are and reset the fight to some extent. I think this is a tough fight for you, as you have seen. And I think this applies to just, like, dashes should never result in your death. I think that's probably a good gold standard for diamond level Genjis. Dashes should never result in your death. It means you misread the situation. Like, this Hanzo doesn't even take any damage before you dash and hit him. Right? And I know that you don't know the Anna's there, but like even like 1-on-1, you're at 75 health, right? He pops Storm Arrow, hit you twice, you're dead. And he took like one box here, so I think you're looking maybe for the insta kill here. And like, but like you kind of mess it up. I think that's just very hard against the wall. Like you can't really get behind him. I don't think that's a good call. I think you just need to be a little more patient and like reset and play with your team. So remember, you can block Ramattra punches, but you cannot deflect them. In case you didn't know. Just to make sure. So like I don't know why you kind of walk in here to begin with, right? This is like not a great situation for you. Like there's a Ramattra in here. I'm sure you know the Ramatra's in here, right? There's a Hanzo, but like you're gonna deflect like one arrow maybe, and then he's gonna stop shooting you. And then what? Like is that really a good use of your deflect? I think I chill and just kind of see like how this plays out, right? And poke a little bit and maybe go underneath. Right? I think that's actually probably the best option is to go underneath because you know your Winston's attracting attention, right? Exploit the attention your Winston brings by going after the backline, not head-to-head with the Ramattra. Now you kind of walk around here, just kind of goofy, not doing anything. Again, I wouldn't even bother shooting shield. It's just like no point. Yeah, so that's a good opportunity, except he's... Yep, there, perfect. Right? Deflect, right? Get out, that's fine. I would help kill the Bob here, probably, depending on who's around. Okay, so it gets slept, so you're fine. So you should recognize that the Bob is still behind you, so your team's going to be a little slow. Your backline's going to be slow to come up. So you're kind of alone here for the moment. Okay, you get nanoed. Great. Okay, we'll take it. Again, if only you had nano for Blade, then you would have just wiped them earlier. Yeah, those are regular attacking. Trying to kill the Mercy. Great. Mercy's dead. Attacking the Ramattra. Should just meleeed. So remember, as Ramattra, like it's okay to play up close to them to make sure all your shurikens hit because he doesn't miss that many attacks anyway with Pummel. So I wouldn't like fret about it. I would just go up point blank with him, right, and like double jump over his head constantly and just keep right clicking him to race him down. I wouldn't worry about trying to play back to like stay alive in that sense. Not when you have full health. So like another example where like you eat the hit, but you're being healed right now by the Mercy, right? Just keep spamming. Don't stop. Like, you see how you turn back here? It's okay. Like, don't worry about it. Like, even if your Mercy has to heal the Winston for a bit, it's fine. Just keep damaging. There's no reason to turn back here. You have plenty of ammo. Just keep spamming while they were in the open. I mean, like, technically you already have Blade, but, like, you might have gotten something low enough that your Winston could have jumped and killed them. I would not fret about card here. It's not your job. Take position, right? You want to deny them the high ground. If you're already on high ground, it's hard for them to do anything. So, for example, if you came all the way over here, right, and you're poking the back line, they're all going to have to retreat from this angle. You know what I mean? Or like you go after the Anna, you waste the Ramatra's time chasing you. There's lots of options here that you can do. Don't bother worrying about the card. So again, I do not attack Ramatra shield. It's never gonna break. So as soon as you see this, just wait until you get to the edge of it, and then I don't know what you're attacking right now. Okay. So none of these shurikens appear to make any sense. So that there's nobody on your screen other than the Ramatra, right? Who obviously aren't attacking. Still nobody on your screen. Then you see the Ashe here. I guess I sort of understand. Sorry. I sort of understand that shuriken because you thought maybe the Ashe would run into it. But if anything, actually, I want to play this back to demonstrate your blade timing, okay? So Monkey's in with Primal. Again, I think this is a really bad Primal. Like, this is just not a good engage by the Winston. And I think that you're probably keying in too much. Like, oh, I got to go in with the tank. But this is a 1-on-4, and everyone's at full health. And there's 2 supports. This Winston's never going to kill anybody. I don't care if this is Fearless playing Winston. No one's going to die here. There's like 0 chance that anyone could possibly die in this situation, right? Your Ramatra has completely zoned the rest of your team. The card is back. Like, your Winston is throwing right now. And you decide to kind of go in here, but I think it's okay to quote-unquote like go in. I think wasting Blade here is not such a great plan. I mean, maybe you get it to work, but it doesn't feel like this is a good idea. And again, if you're going to... First of all, the Monkey is sleeping right now, so you definitely should not be blading, because now it's going to be a 1-on-4 where you're the one, right? Then you decide to go in. But when you go in here, at the minimum, you should have gone up and then bladed so they couldn't see where you were, and then engaged. Blading in their face like this is a crazy plan. Right? It's like you traded Blade for a Hanzo. When it's not even going to affect the card, because the card's going to move non-stop right now anyway. You know? Like, you're not actually creating any space here to like help move the car forwards. This is very, very silly. Also, that's way back where the Hanzo actually has a closer spawn than you do to that location. Alright, nail the Ramatra. There's like not a lot you can do here. I think it's right call to come over here. Yep, Ashe is vulnerable, right? Oh, I don't know why you didn't just dash and kill her. Right here, she's got clearly less than 50 health, right? Each box is 25 health, so she's clearly less than 50 health. You should have dashed her right away and killed her. Yeah, unfortunate, because now she's getting healed. And now you're in big trouble because you have no deflect and no dash. Did a good job getting away there. Again, don't shoot the Ramatra shield, right? You can see Cassidy's crossing from left to right here. You should be shooting the Cassidy, not the Ramatra. Great, this is good spam. I like this spam. This is an opportunity, right? Oh, well, I guess not quite right now, but like right now is an opportunity for you to go forward and then just deflect, right? And see how much damage you can get into the Ramatra. You might even be able to force Nemesis out here early. But you see, like, this deflect is no good because look at the angle that he's at, right? Here, deflect, great. Everyone's looking at you. You can keep them all in front of you. Perfect, right? But once he gets to the left here, when you deflect, the only thing you can deflect is him, and he's obviously just not going to attack you right now. You know? Like, this is not a good value deflect right now. So I think you should have taken this opportunity to dash through him and off angle. Okay? Because what's he going to do? He has to back up in the position, right? Most likely, he pops Nemesis, tries to chase you down. You just climb up, right? You get healed, and then you just keep poking. You can take this choke all by yourself by just dashing through right now. Okay, so you dash here, but again, like, I don't think that the dash here makes any sense. The Ramatra's way too high health for you to instantly kill him, and now you're kind of stuck in the middle here. And like, granted, you have deflect. You deflect in 2 seconds. You could have just straight up died here. But like, I think you would have been around the corner like 1 second later. You know what I mean? Like, your Winston's going in, just walk forwards, right? You would have been around the corner in like a second, not even, and been able to attack the Ramatra anyway. That 50 damage from the dash is irrelevant against a tank. Tanks shrug off 50 damage like nothing. So I sort of understand the deflect here, but you have to read what the heroes are, right? There's a Mercy, an Ana, and a Ramatra in Nemesis form. Deflect isn't going to do anything right now unless she throws a grenade, right? Even then, like, he's high enough the grenade wouldn't kill him. I think this is kind of a waste of deflect, and I think you should just kept spamming. I think you should have cut to the right and just kept spamming to not be in a line with your tank, or just retreated. Either one is fine. Probably retreated, actually, because the Ramatra should react. So Winston dies here. I think this is a mistake. Oh, no. This is a terrible nano by your team. I feel bad for you, right? There's not a lot you can do here. Yep, I think this is fine. Just, yep. No! Oh, man. My cough is returned, as you can tell. This is, you know, it's kind of like you're losing some money in like a bad investment, and you just keep throwing money after it, right? The nano was bad and clearly a mistake. Right? Also, it's very lucky that you just turn your back to the whole team and nobody kills you right now. I know you're nanoed, but like, you could have taken a lot of damage, including just getting stuck by the Cassidy. But fine. Right? I think the right call would have been to maybe turn and deflect here for a second and then go after the Ramatra to keep yourself safe. Because I think at higher ranks you just get obliterated right now. But you dash and kill. I approve of the kill. Bloodthirst kicks in. What is this blade? Like, look around for a second. You know, like, this is a crazy situation to be blading in. Like, you know, you're like chasing after this Mercy to kill her at your spawn, and then you have 17 health and you keep walking forwards to like challenge the rest of the team and instantly die. Pretty much all of your blades, even if they get a kill, are wastes, right? I don't think you have a good feel for when will this blade actually be needed, and can I convert it to a team fight? Because you notice that all your blades don't result in team fights, right? You just get a kill and then you die, and then it ends up being mostly like a net neutral situation. Alright, so watching right here, you go after the Ashe, which I think is the right call. I honestly do not think aim is your primary issue. I think your decision making is your primary issue. So you would have heard the high noon at this point. You should have looked and been like, oh shoot, and then started deflect out the Cassidy while walking backwards into the bubble. right? Again, like a lot of greed here, not paying attention to the sound cues, right? You see him on your screen, glowing, like it's not even like this got you from the side, like totally surprised. Like you see him right here. You have plenty of time to deflect, and then you just get killed. All right, and that's the point. Yeah, that's a pretty bad push. To be fair, I mean your team are definitely making some pretty big mistakes here, but so are you, right? Like, you know, I think there's plenty of blame to go all around. All right, so you're gonna play Sojourn. So what I'd be looking for here is just good farming, right, with left click, and then looking for projectile headshots, right? If you're hitting them, you're gonna carry. You don't hit them, then you know you're in trouble. But similar to Genji, right, you want good uptime, right? Constantly be poking with left click. I would play front high ground first, right? I think that's always a good idea to play front high ground and get more spam in, right? That way you can farm your ulti faster. Yeah, see, not being on high ground right now is kind of a waste. But you get here in time, more or less. But not really, right? Because think they got basically the first 10 meters here for free, where you could have been spamming this Cassidy down. Little stuff like that just get you ulti a little bit faster, you know? You've been shot there. Yep, that's fine. I don't think you have enough energy here to kill the Cassidy. I see that he's low, but I don't know that you actually could have gotten this kill. So let me just actually look up Sojourn's. The numbers have changed so much; it's like hard for me to remember what it is right now. Okay, alt fire is 30 to 130, right? So I assume it's linear. Yeah, it's linear. So this is a 65 damage shot. 65 damage times 2, right, for a headshot is 130 damage. So yeah, I mean, you just barely could have killed him. Yeah, so this is the right call here to be trying to go for this right click. Yeah, I mean, you miss it, but it is the right call. And that's what's important, right? Because leaving him with 1 health is irrelevant, because you never would have got a chance to do any more damage to him. So I think that was the right call there. That's the right feel for how much damage. Oh, and just getting wrecked here. I think, again, stop shooting the shield. Right? Like, you're super exposed here. You only have 106 health, spending your time shooting a Ramatra shield. That's just really bad, right? You should have just gotten healed and then played an off angle. And I think that's the other thing is, like, you're kind of, like, not off angling enough as DPS. Like, don't just play behind your tank, because the heroes you're playing, Genji and Sojourn, are really good at off angling because of their mobility. So, and they're, like, good, like, distance poke. So, you should be taking advantage of that. I do not get any closer. Yeah. I was like, getting any closer means Cassie's gonna kill you. Oh, trouble here. I think you do a good job holding your ground there, recognizing that the Racha's not gonna be able to kill you. Yep. This is good. All right, missed the railgun. I think that was a good read on the Ana. So this is 60, right? 60. That's 90. Yeah. That should be a kill. Oh, actually, there's no. Oh, it's headshot's 1.5x. I forgot they changed that. So actually, your previous railgun on the Cassidy would not have killed. So it's a wrong call. So maximum damage now is 195 at 100 charge, right? So let's think of. I think this is really important, is to memorize these breakpoints if you're going to play Sojourn, right? At 100 charge, it's 195 on a headshot. On 50 charge, it is 80 times 120 damage, right? And at 0, it's obviously 30 damage. So at 50 damage, right? At 50 damage, it is 120 on a headshot. So they have to be something like 4 boxes for you to kill them, right? So looking at this again, because I think this is I know this is very math heavy, but I think this is critical to getting better at the hero, is understanding breakpoints. Because as Sojourn in particular, there is no follow-up damage after your railgun. Typically, the railgun is the last thing you fire before they get into cover, right? So that's your one and only shot to kill them before they heal. So it's really important to understand, could I have actually killed him with this shot, right? So right now, you're at 55, right? So that's 85. That's 130 damage roughly. So this would kill if you headshot them, right? So I think that's a good call, right? Shoot the Mercy. So right here, this is 90, right? Which is 1 35, so this is also a kill. So this is the right call, the railgun. Yes, you are missing the headshots. Like I don't think you've seen a single railgun so far. I think you should have fired that charge further back, but that's fine. Close range Ashe, I think this is a bad fight for you because of dynamite, but you do hit the headshot, which is great. And the question is, what could you have done differently here? It's kind of tough because the Ashe kind of comes around the corner and you clearly weren't ready for this. I think you made the best of the situation, right? You traded for 2, which I think is good. And your team was able to clean up and win. Yeah, so I think you did pretty well there. Other than your first death where your Mercy covered for you by rezzing you. Like, you're getting a lot of the rezzes in this game, and I hope you realize that. Like, you're getting way too many rezzes. Okay, 5 angles to focus. Like, I know you get 1 charge from shooting the shield, but I would try to find other angles to use. For overclock, I don't think overclock is a good reactive ulti. I think I would really be trying to pop it early when I get an opportunity. So I probably don't want to pop overclock here and just stand here like a turret, keeping them back. You know what I mean? I'm trying to look for probably my reads here. I think I'm thinking of keys. Not that I play too much Sojourn. I'm more than Genji, but like not too much Sojourn. Thinking of if I see the Ramattra advancing this way, and I see like someone trying to off angle, that's when I would think to pop disruptor behind, like shift jump, pop disruptor, pop overclock, and then get kills and try to carry the way out through from there. I would not be playing this angle, right? Staying at the same angle as your Orisa is going to result in you just getting spammed, and like then this happens where you can like nearly die. I think you just need to be a lot more careful about that. Great, good hit. Of course, don't pop the overclock here. You should get out of this for sure. I don't know what you're doing here. Right, you see this, but as soon as you see the Ramattra, like there's nothing you can do to save your Ana now, right? I think we can all agree, like your Ana is dead. There's nothing you can do here. Just turn around and just help kill off the rest of the team, and then come back to the Ramattra later after his ulti finishes. This is a weird decision here, but you know, still ends up working. I don't think that was the right call, but it does in fact work, right? I think you should just play your. Actually, I think it's the wrong call because your Orisa dies here. So. Again, your Ramattra's going to die here no matter what. This is a bad ulti pop from the Ramattra, right? He's going to kill just the Ana, and he's going to be left on low ground doing absolutely nothing. If you go forward right now, you for sure kill the Cassidy, right? There's no way this Cassidy lives if you and the Orisa are attacking. So after you kill the Cassidy, right, then both of you can work on the Ashe, who has no mobility, and you for sure would kill her, and then the Mercy has nothing to do. She flies to point, plays the Ramattra, and then you kill them both, right? I think it's the wrong call to have gone after the Ramattra here, even though you got the kill. The most important thing is that you left your Orisa, and you should know this as a tank player, right? You left your Orisa alone in an island where she thought she was going to get help. I think we can agree the Orisa going in here, recognizing that you had the off angle, like look at this. And I think you would agree the Orisa thinks I will get help here for my Sojourn. Is that fair? Right? The Orisa's in the middle of 2 with 1 rezzing, right? She's trying to interrupt it. Does her job, pulls in, kills the Ana, right? Slash you kill the Ana, right? Whichever. Then like you plus the Mercy here, she's fighting just 1 Ashe and 1 Cassidy with the Mercy coming back. I would expect help here as the Orisa. Now, granted, if I was the Orisa, I'd probably kill this Cassidy because I probably have better mechanics in this Orisa. I don't think this Cassidy survives, but I still think it was the right call for you to stay and help your Orisa because then she gets out here, she gets kited to oblivion, and then she ends up dying. And now, you know, you're kind of in a worse spot than you would have been if you helped your Orisa, and your Orisa would be alive, and then you could come back to the Ramattra. Now Bob is popped. Oh, the panic. Right? Remember, against Cassidy, it charges very slowly for the first 2 seconds. Slowish. I'm surprised that didn't kill you. I think it's because the healing was just so fast. Yeah, Mercy's cracked now. But you should have just calmed down. You should have recognized like he can fire this before you get away. So you should just calm down and make sure you hit the headshot. I think that's a mistake. You should just chill for a second. I wouldn't bother shooting the Bob right now. Yeah. Because I don't think the Bob is going to fade in time. I would have charged, came around the corner, and killed the Cassidy. You knew the Cassidy is super low, and you know there's no supports here. Right? Because your soldiers already killed the Mercy. It's your job here to stand on point and just kill this Cassidy instantly. You know? You're being pocketed, you're full health, and the point's capping. You know, and I know I repeat this because I like pick on you for the fact that your other roles are high rank, but like those are skills that transfer over. As a tank, you should have had the point awareness and recognition that it is your job to stand on the point right now. Right? Your soldier did his job. He just killed 2, right, in the back line. You're the one being pocketed by the Mercy. You have to step on point. Plus his Cassidy capped with 1 health. So that would have made an enormous difference on the outcome of this game, right? Because then your whole team would be back. Plus, if you hadn't let your Orisa die earlier, none of that would have happened. Trigger spam. I think you're jumping too much for my liking. Again, as top 500 support, I don't think you should be jumping this much. Be aware of why that's bad. That's a really bad slide jump. I'm sure you realize that. But like, but the thing is, like, you run into map geometry 3 different times that I can think of, right? There's this, there's climbing up into the, under the boat, and there's a third one that I recall off the top of my head. But I feel like this is a regular pattern for you, is that you're kind of like too panicky when you like try to get away, and you're not processing the space in front of you. So you need to like calm down for a moment and be like, look, is this actually a path that I can take? And then take it. Again, even though you got purple here, you should have already been advancing to here. This spot gives you much better angles than this spot, which is where your soldier's going, right? Now that your soldier's going to the left, I would go to the right. So you took this shot from your right, I would immediately slid. Nope. So once I hit that shot, I would immediately slid this way, because I'd be like, I don't know where that shot came from. It's somewhere on my right, but like if I stay where I am, I'm gonna die, and there's no cover on my right whatsoever. But for the record, if you had been playing this right angle, right, as I said, when you saw soldier going left and you played this right angle, you would have seen the Ashe come up. So just double stacking with your soldier on the same angle is causing you to die here. Little things like, again, another res for you. I think you've gotten like almost every single res this game. Little things like that like compound themselves more than you might imagine, right? Just basic things like, hey, taking an angle that's different than everybody else because I'm good at off angling is something that's really important. I don't know about this open field challenge, but I guess it works out. Yeah, I guess it's fine. I mean, your soldier's getting killed. This is just cleanup anyway. Great, good kill on the Widow. Yep, chase down the Ana. Oh boy. Yeah, I would have started. If I were you, once I was down here, I would have zigzagged to try to bait sleep. Because she's stuck in the open no matter what, so I'm going to kill her regardless before she gets to the door. I don't think your BAME is nearly as bad as you say it is. It's certainly, I think, good enough to get you out of plat. I don't know that I would say it's high diamond, but I think, like, definitely low to mid diamond. I think this aim is certainly serviceable. But it's not going to carry you. I would say that. Like, your aim is not good enough to carry you. It's still going to be mostly your game sense and decision making that's going to get better. So Ashe is pocketed right now, so you have to watch out for one-shots. Eat Javelin, no big deal. Again, I would stop jumping, especially with both an Ashe and, well, I guess there was a Widow in the game, but now it's with Ashe. Okay. So, let's think for a second. Orisa's clearly advancing to take space. What is the correct response to Orisa doing this? You know? It's definitely not to throw the Disruptor at her so that she eats it. I think we can all agree that. I don't even think the right call would be to throw Disruptor between the two of you, because it's not really that big a deal, and she's going to get through it pretty quickly with spin. I think the right call is just to kind of like back up here for a second, assuming I don't take any damage from the Sojourn, and then slide jump over to this side, at which point the Orisa's like pretty screwed, because you no longer spin, and I want to maintain high ground. You could also slide in here, but you get kind of crunched in here a bit more than you like. I think it is an option if you want to slide in here and try to fight in here with your Mercy. But I think sliding out here, as long as you haven't taken a hit, you got a hit from the Sojourn, like a railgun, and you dropped like 100, for sure I would go into the room and leave, or drop low ground. But I think you gave up high ground too easily, and you could have used shift to maintain high ground. But now, you jump back up. First of all, I don't know if you meant to not land on top or not, but I assume that you got scared of the Orisa. But at close range, Orisa's much more dangerous than you are, sort of. And you could potentially die. Oh man. What happens here? You hit the... Oh, you can pull them at Terror Surge. That's what happens here. Alright, so... This is a mess. So obviously, if you've been playing high ground, like I said, this would never have happened. But she pulls everybody in, and then you have slide here. You slide this direction, which I sort of agree. I think that sliding this way probably is safer and better, and giving yourself a chance to kind of go back into the, like, reset the fight and give yourself a moment to breathe. But then, like, you miss the railgun shot, and then you just kind of get gunned down and killed here. And pretty sure the game is over. Yeah. So at the end of the day, why do you lose, right? Well, I would say number one, you don't maintain high ground control, which would have been huge. Right? Even something as simple as the Orisa coming towards you, like, she's not that dangerous, relatively speaking, when you're being pocketed by Mercy. It's quite difficult to kill a DPS who's pocketed by a Mercy, as I'm sure you know, as a DPS and tank trying to kill people pocketed by Mercy, it's very hard. Like, they don't take that much damage. I think you could have maintained high ground here and just kept being super annoying. In fact, I probably would have slid off and then started contesting the Sojourn versus the Orisa here. Number one. But at a minimum, going this way would have also been fine if you wanted to do that. So that, right, losing high ground control and then having everything kind of go haywire because your position, like, this is a totally wasted jump, right? You should have at least got back onto high ground, which would have put you in a much better position. You could continue the pressure. The Orisa would have been super low right now. And I don't think she would Terra Surge if you're standing on high ground shooting her. Right? I think that's probably fair because she would get absolutely lit up right now when she's going down. But in general, you just made so many mistakes on offense that it became very hard on defense to just win the fight. You know, like, there's still 2 minutes left in this game. They're probably going to cap this. Like, even if you're a much better player, they're probably going to cap this because they have a lot of attempts at capping this. And I think that you should have prioritized high ground more and had a better offense. Okay. So, recapping, I would say as Genji, better uptime for sure, right? Constantly be poking, farm blade as fast as you possibly can. Number two, the blade itself were very, very poor. I think basically every single blade, in my opinion, was bad. I don't think I saw a single blade where I'm like, yeah, this is a good blade. I think every blade was bad for a variety of reasons. Mostly, like, not close enough, enemies not low, enemies being pocketed. You never got Nano Blade, right? Yeah, you never got Nano Blade. The only Nano Blade, quote-unquote Nano Blade you got was when you got nailed first, chased down the Ramatra, and then pop Blade, and we're just hoping that somebody was nearby for you to kill, right? Be outside your spawn on the first point. So you never got Nano Blade, despite having Ana the whole game. And a bunch of your dashes were ill-advised and got you killed. Those are like the three biggest mistakes. On Sojourn, I think that you need to off-angle more, right? Not get spammed out / killed, because I think that the first points were problematic. I think that decision-making of, like, when and where to take the fights was really important. Like, this is just a really bad challenge. Oh, shoot shields less is something I would say in general. Like, don't shoot Ramatra shield in particular. Like, Sigma shield, fine. Rhine shield, fine. Right? Bubble, fine. Sometimes. Ramatra shield, just do not shoot the Ramatra shield. It's just not a good idea. Not the way it's designed right now. And then I would say that trying to understand, like, where in the fight I should be fighting is really, really important, right? Those little decisions of, like, do I attack the front or do I attack the back, right? You know, do I go over here or do I play on point, whatever? Like, those things you're not making good calls on, which is unfortunate because, again, this is less your support part, but your tank experience, I think, should help you with this level of decision making to understand, like, what's kind of the best call here. And also, of course, the huge throw, which is allowing the Cassidy to cap the point here with, like, 1 health is absolutely disastrous to you. Like, this is probably the single worst play that you made. That was the easiest to rectify. Like, this right here is the worst. Like, I know Bob's there, but, like, you gotta peek and just kill the Cassidy. You know? Like, you even have charge here if you thought the Cassidy wasn't low, but you saw that he was low from fighting him earlier, I think. Right? You see that he's only got 1 health right now. There's only a Mercy, right? The Mercy dies immediately after. So yeah, he might have gotten maybe 50, 75, maybe even 100 healing, but you're full charge right now with overclock and you're being pocketed by the Mercy. You should step on point. She even thought about stepping on point. You know? Like, this is big throw by you to not peek there. Okay. Hopefully that's helpful.